Welcome to this January edition of Super Swimmer, your window to the world of African and world aquatics. Today we're in Mbombela for a swimming South Africa training camp. We catch up with the swimmers and coaches. Then we feature the Primeview Festival as we build up to the biggest open water event on the planet, the Clayville Mid-Mile 2025. Check it out right here on Super Swimmer. The beauty and attraction of the Mbombela Lowveld, an international destination to witness wildlife and nature only achievable in Africa. This is the city of Mbombela, in the heart of the province. It is early January and the rains have been plentiful and most welcome. The Van Riebeek pool hosted swimmers, coaches and several spectators from around the country. Young competitors all the way through to our elite participants shaked off the excesses of a long festive season and holiday and looked ready to tackle the rigors and discipline of the water. Not easy, but very necessary if you want to make headway in a sport that requires all your effort and commitment. It was nice to welcome some of our disabled swimmers to the January training camp as well.
So it was very exciting. It's the start of 2025 and we had our first training camp. It's a national. We also had certain provinces and individuals from all around South Africa coming to the camp. We had about just on 200 swimmers coming to the camp. The idea behind the camp is to kickstart the season. What happens in December, everyone has a holiday and some people take a bit of a longer holiday, and then what happens, they don't really get going. The rest of the world has learnt that the beginning of January, what you do is you kickstart the athletes. You want to get them up and going, get them motivated, get them focused. And the principle of this camp is to get the kickstart going, get them focused, get them going, take them out of their comfort zone, put them under tough conditions so they're really mentally focused for the next 3 months, which culminates in our national championships and trials for senior world champs, for junior world champs, all these major events that are going to come up in the next couple of months.
The swimmers had 4 days of an intensive training camp, but could learn from different coaches and experience competition with people from other clubs and provinces.
So what we do, we try and stretch the swimmers, okay, in the sense that whatever they're doing, we just push them a little bit harder, and to just get them out of their comfort zone, to work different strokes. And also what's really nice is that it's not the same people they train with every day. So they're sitting next to some of their opposition or someone really fast, and they get exposure to see how other people train and what they're doing and things like that. And that's worth so much to each kid because you're giving them an education. And that's what's really great about the whole thing, is they get to experience things that normally you don't get to experience.
So I came with a team of swimmers from Wednesday, from Port Elizabeth, and I've been coaching the 3 groups. We had 3 separate groups and different levels of swimming, and it's been amazing to actually be in an outdoor pool with good weather, getting together from all different clubs around South Africa, training together. I think that's been amazing. And yeah, I think just getting together to get motivated for the new season. Everyone's had a holiday time, had a break, and now they can get together with their friends from around the country and do a bit of swimming together. And also I think it's good to have a good block of hard training straight after the holidays to get back into your fitness levels.
Zimbabwe sent some of their young swimmers to benefit from the training camp.
So we came with the intermediate swimmers from the clubs. It's different clubs that have brought through their swimmers to come to SA. Most of them are on holiday, so we managed to come with only 6 swimmers. These are different clubs. I think about 2 swimmers from each club. So we're mainly here to get the exposure as well. They are intermediate swimmers. They're coming up. These are not our top swimmers, but they're achieving very good times in the pool.
So I think that at my swimming club where I coach, I give my swimmers a little bit of time off, but I encourage them not to stay out of the water for too long, because swimming is a sport where you can detrain quite quickly. So yeah, it's difficult when swimmers have had a long break, but I think for most of my swimmers that have come here, they've only had about 8 days to 10 days off. So I think they got into it quite quickly. but it is sometimes you as a coach have to tone down your set a little bit and not make it as difficult and ease them in, as you also don't want injuries and you want the kids to slowly get back into the fitness levels again.
What did the swimmers have to say about the camp?
It's been pretty cool, I guess, meeting new people, seeing what coaches have, what programs they're doing, and what I can learn from there and take back home.
I'd like to say, a lot of people probably say it's difficult, but it is. It's another experience. It's nice to start off the year with a good push, some racing, and it's just great to be here. So I haven't quite been training these past few weeks, but I definitely try to stay in it going out of championships, coming into the new year.
It's a good training camp. Very tough, especially right back into it, because I had a long break after I went to Solnikov Cup end of last year, just before Christmas. I had a bit of a break after that, so I jumped back here, and it's been tough. I'd say it's because of the people. There's different people you're training against, you're racing them, seeing where they are, and you want to show off a bit.
Yeah, so I took about like a 3-week break. I was just focusing more on gym than being in the water. So I would just do about like 1.5 Ks every second day, just to keep the feel of the water. But other than that, I think it was a really well-needed December, so I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I'd probably say, yeah, I had a really good December, so I took a few days off and I'm a bit unfit. But I feel like the speed is there, the endurance is lacking a bit, but I think I'll be fine in the next 2 weeks.
I think it's been quite hard getting back into it. So I just came from Budapest World Champs, which was early December. So I think training for that was quite difficult, and I definitely needed a break. So I think coming back here is a bit of a shock from not being in the pool for a while. But I'm excited just to race, be with my friends, get some long course training in for the new year.
Yeah, so basically, I think that we did try to do some good mileage, meaning get some, increase the kilometers, but at the same time, because some of them weren't as fit, we had to separate them into different groups, and we did try and increase the mileage a bit and the intensity, but I think we kept it at a medium level. But as the week's gone on, I think Wednesday and Thursday morning was a bit tougher because they'd already had 2 days where we'd eased them in, and now obviously we rested a little bit this morning because they're going to race this weekend. But there were some swimmers that we could push. Some of them did about 6-kilometer sets, which is great. So yeah, it's been good.
What is different here to normal training?
Probably the mileage, I would say. It's a bit more than back home. Back home I do maybe 4 to 5, yeah. It's like 4, 5, 6, yeah, hitting those high numbers. So yeah, that's what I would say.
We're not used to racing soon after being in a training camp. It's something new to us, but I'm happy with the times. They are doing very well. They are achieving some very good PBs. Yes.
The Nelspruit Grand Prix kicked off with a few challenges from the weather, but it is competitive and exciting.
It was great. So the philosophy is train and race. And we used that with Chad Leclos. Katinka Hosu, also they called her the Iron Lady, was one of those who advocated it. So what you want to do, you want to train hard and race. So you're not just tapering and resting for the competition, but you stand up and race when you're tired. Okay, so what happens, it makes you that little bit what we call race tough, that you're tired, but you have to race tough even when you're tired. So when you are a little bit fresher, the racing is going to be a lot easier. So mentally what we're doing, we're just getting them used to really harder conditions than the beach on holiday, okay? They now have to get up and work, race tough, and it gets them ready for the start of the year, because this year is going to be a very busy year.
Yes, I think it's just an amazing opportunity to have these Grand Prix where the kids can get together and compete, and people from all different provinces. And I also think it's great to race at altitude. That's obviously more difficult to race where the air is not as great to breathe in. At the coast, it's easier to breathe. So the kids to get used to different sort of conditions, and also race when they're tired. You know, they've been through a week of hard training, and now they've got to race being a bit tired. It teaches them to be tough, and I think we need to get tough athletes here in South Africa.
And we're very excited about everything that's going to happen. We've got 3 years to LA, 2028, and we want to get more swimmers there. We want to have a fantastic games in 2028, and we're starting now with the whole program to get our young kids trained and ready to compete.
a successful training camp for Swimming South Africa and their high performance manager. The ensuing Grand Prix took place over the next 2 days. The swimmers braved the rain but enjoyed the competition thoroughly. More highlights from this event in future programs. Stay with us. The sun rises early on a Saturday morning in the middle of January. This calm pocket of water is in Clayville, near Midrand in Gauteng. The scene is set for one of the final seeding events of the prestigious Ekwele Mid-Mile, scheduled for the 8th and 9th of February in the Midlands of KwaZulu-Natal. The Primeview Resort is the perfect venue for today's 5-kilometer open water race. South Africa is a popular destination for teams and athletes that want to escape the cold winter of the Northern Hemisphere. This is how some of the elite German and Australian open water swimmers ended up in training, at altitude in sunny Pretoria early in January. The Primeview Challenge was a perfect finale for a 2-week training camp, culminating in 5 kilometers of competition against some of South Africa's top open water swimmers. It does help that Bernd Berghan, the visiting squad coach, also coaches world and Olympic open water champion Sharon van Roovendaal. Sharon, a former mid-mile winner, will be in the Midlands in February, taking part in the world's biggest open water event.
So thank you very much for coming along and supporting our event and giving our swimmers the competition they need to go further in our swimming.
Van Roovendaal is also scheduled to present open water clinics in Gauteng, Port Elizabeth and Cape Town. Check out the Mid-Mile website for details. So, a very warm welcome to the international visitors. The faces of the local swimmers show a bit of nerves and apprehension. It's not every day that they get to race against some of the world's best. 2 of the swimmers, a male and a female, finished in 2nd place at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. This was in the 10-kilometer event. Wayne Ridden, Primeview and Mid-Mile race convener, explained the route and the rules. The field of 32 5-kilometer swimmers entered the dam for their water start. Conditions are perfect, no wind, and water temperatures between 22 and 23 degrees. The route is laps of 1.25 k's around the markers in an anti-clockwise direction. Men and women have started together. The race was won by German Oliver Clement, and the first female finisher was Australian Moesha Johnson. You'll witness the progress of the race while Wayne Ridden interviews the winners.
We are very privileged here to have Moesha and Oliver with us, our winners today in the 5-kilometer. Moesha, your first time in South Africa?
Second time in South Africa, but first time here.
Well, we just want to say we're thrilled to watch you racing at Olympic Games. That silver medal training there with Sharon van Roovendaal, who comes out and wins the Mid-Mile here with us. The Ekwele Mid-Mile has been an amazing event for us, so it's always special. And do you know that 2 of your Australians, Melissa Gorman and Karina Lee, have actually been past winners?
Yeah, they were both my seniors growing up, and I was chasing them in the pool when I was younger, so I know both of them, and obviously following their career I knew that they came and raced here as well.
And Paris, I know it was going to be always a very special for everybody. Okay, what was it like swimming in that river?
It was very unique, but obviously one of the most iconic locations in the world to be able to race.
Now, you sort of are coming to international level at this level for the first time in the last couple of years. What are your goals over the next few years?
Good question. I think just to see how far I can take my career in the open water, and it's just starting, so yeah, we'll just see what the next few years bring.
And leaving South Africa now, what are your next competitions that you're going to be competing in?
So from here I fly back to Australia, to Perth. We've got our Australian Nationals next week, so that's our qualification for Singapore Worlds, and then from there we go on and do some World Cups and just basically start building through the season into 2025 World Championships in Singapore.
Well, we can only say good luck, especially from Ekwele Mid-Mile, and hope you come back to race with us there at some point in time, but good luck for the rest of the year and the season. So well done, and thanks for coming out here to Primeview. Right, Oliver, second man at the Paris Olympics. Also, your experiences in that river in Paris?
Yeah, it was unique. The current was really strong, so you need to focus on where you swim in the sea. But I think the venue was really beautiful.
And you're a pretty young guy in the 10-kilometer racing, so you must be looking forward to some great years ahead of you.
Yeah, I think I have a great open water future in front of me. Now focusing on LA 28, and I think I can win a lot of medals and hope we can both win a lot of medals. I think we have a great training group and we are pushing each other to win at Worlds, at Olympics. Yeah, and I hope I can continue to swim on that level and maybe win a gold.
Well, I'm going to give you some history of the Clayville Mid-Mile, okay, and I have shared it with your coach, okay. Jorg Hoffmann, you'll obviously know who he is, a world champion, world record holder in the 1500. He came out and was the first international swimmer to ever win the Clayville Mid-Mile, okay, and he won by so far, it was incredible. So we hope that you one day will join us as well. Now, one of the things that I found in the race here, okay, that you had an incredible turn of speed in the lap number 3. What was in your mind? Were you preparing for that?
Yeah, I started the race really calm. The first round was really slow, and then I started to push away, going in front in the second round. And then, yeah, I wanted to win the race in the third round. That's why I keep pushing and pushing until they lost my feet. And from that on, I just tried to hold the distance and win the race.
Now you fly out tonight. What is your sort of next few weeks of racing? What are you going to be racing over the next while?
We are flying to Egypt the next month to race at the World Cup.
And what about World Championships coming up in the near future?
Yeah, the qualification for Singapore is upcoming. I think I'm already qualified for the 10K, but like the 5K and the knockout race, I need to qualify first. But I'm not sure where the qualification is right now, but I'm sure I will manage to do it.
Well, big congratulations from all of us here. A really good turn of speed there. It was impressive, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Right, we've also got our third place from Germany, Jonas Kusch. Jonas, what is it like being in South Africa?
Real different because it's like the other side of the globe. So in Germany it's like dark and cold, and it was a nice difference to be here in the warm, nice weather, and it's sunny in the evening, so I really got to enjoy it.
Well, we're looking at your splits here. They're very even, and it must be nice training with a group like this. What are your goals over the next few months?
Yeah, we all do the qualifications for the Worlds together with Ollie at Summer Bay. So Ollie's already qualified, but there's one slot open for the 10K. Maybe I can qualify for that, but there are also the European Games coming up, so I'd like to qualify for that as well, because I already swam in the last year and came 11th. Maybe I can improve my performance from last year, so looking forward to that.
Well, that's great. We've at least got a name to watch now as well when we watch the international swimming. What sort of background have you come from? Did you come from the pool into the open water, or did you immediately, like when you were younger, going in for the open water?
No, I come from the pool, and I swam in 2021. I swam the German nationals, and I came in third. And so I qualified for the Junior European Games, so I swam there and it wasn't bad. So I kept going, and then last year I came in third, won a bronze medal over the 10K at the European Youth Games, and I qualified for the European Games with that, and then I came 11th in the open category, and had some good races in the World Cup series last year, so I try to keep it going now in the open water.
Well, well done. Great stuff, and thanks very much for coming along and swimming with us here at Primeview, and wish you all the best for your future. Thank you very much.
Honore Lowe and Matthew Caldwell were well placed behind the German swimmers. They were holding their own and no doubt learning from their race tactics. The leading female, Australian Moesha Johnson, was hugging their heels. Wayne talks to Ben Burkhan, the visiting team coach.
Right, we are very privileged that we got Barrett Burkhan, who's from Germany, and training this group of swimmers that came here to show us exactly how it's done. And I've been watching this man for many, many years at a lot of the tournaments, and mixing it with pool He's just been at the World Short Course Championships as well, which had 30 world records. So I'm going to start with that. Were you guys expecting that as one of the leading coaches in the world with this level of swimmer? Were you expecting 30 world records at the World Short Course Championships?
Yeah, I think we expected these performances more in Paris, yeah. But because of the crazy pool there, we didn't see them. And now in Budapest, the pool was very fast and very good conditions. And this is why we saw there are so many world records, I think.
Now, obviously, you've chosen to come along and do a training camp in South Africa, altitude training camp. How did you find it for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, we have now -degrees at home in Germany and snow and sometimes also rain, so not the best weather. And we like the sun here and try to get a lot of sun at these 2 weeks and to stabilize our immune system for the rest of the season. And this is the reason why we are here. And yeah, we're starting here with a push for the new Olympic cycle until LA. So the last half a year was pretty low with the training level, and we started very slow into the season. And yeah, this was the beginning of our new Olympic cycle.
Now, I notice also that a lot of your swimmers, it's a really nice training group you're going. I've been watching for a few years now since our association with Sharon van Oorlol, who's your second Olympic gold medalist there in that 10 kilometer. But I see you pool swimming and racing the open water, which has always been something that I've been promoting, that we don't leave the pool swimming. Is that something that's important in your program?
Yeah, I think with this strategy we changed also the water swimming in the world because Florian Verbock, he started this way. So in 2019 he becomes world champion in 10K and also on 1500. And in my opinion, you need the speed to win a race in the open water. And this is at the end the way you have to train it, not only volume, not only meters or kilometers. You use and you need the speed at the end. You need a speed the last 1500, maybe around 15 minutes, and this is what you have to train for.
Well, you certainly showed us here today, and it was nice to see a little bit more than just, your top swimmers as well, so you always got to have those that are pushing them from behind. Your next trip that you're going on, is that in Germany?
We are doing a lot of small competitions now at home, only in the pool, and then we are going to Summer Bay for the qualification for the World Championships in Singapore this year. And in April we have also our pool qualifications, so this is also a target for Oliver to qualify on 1500, 800, 400 meter freestyle. So he's able to swim at 3:42. This is very fast. And we are pushing a lot in speed also. This is also a target for Moesha to qualify for the 1500, and this is not really easy for Australia swimming. And these are our next targets, and then we are going back in altitude in Sierra Nevada in Spain, and we start our preparation for the World Championships.
All we can say is good luck for the rest of the season and that build up to 2028. And thank you very much. It's a privilege to have had you at Primeview.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome refreshments from the official sponsor, and gratitude and respect from our top local swimmers.
It's a good swim. It was a tough race, very tough race, especially with the Germans here leading the race. And it's an enjoyable swim. So I went out quite strong because I had a morning training this morning, quite a tough set. So I thought I have to go out so I can just hold the pace. And they negative splitted it, so they came back harder than I could.
Yeah, it was a quite fun event. There was no wind at all. The water was quite warm. Yeah, we had a really nice fun. It was fun having the German squad here to race a bit. Although they were beating us really far, but it was really fun to still swim with them.
I've got Open Water Nationals coming up. That'll be quite cool. I love going down to J-Bay and racing there. And I've got Mid-Mar as well. So I'll be racing at the Mid-Mar.
The Aquile Mid-Mar Mile, Howick, KwaZulu-Natal. There is still time to enter. Check out the Mid-Mar Mile website, 8 and 9 February 2025. Be there. Thank you for watching the best of African swimming. I'm Derek Alberts. Till next time.